A long time ago in a
Super Mario Galaxy! Whoa!
far, far away.
Going to the movies, gonna catch a double flick. They're playing at the same time, so I guess I gotta pick. One's an awesome movie, and one's a killer flick. So let's all talk things over and do our little shtick. It's a hard ticket at the movies. Which one will you watch? Let's decide. It's a hard ticket at the movies.
Tristan, you had a party here last week, and at some point in the middle of the party,
Yeah.
maybe it was the cough syrup, but I was just compelled to say to the person closest to me, you know what? 2026 is shaping up to be a pretty good year in movies. I think it's a pretty good year. I mean, we just had Obsession that came out last month. Backrooms is coming out. It's already getting good reviews. I'm excited for that. Freaking Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. I think there have been some good ones so far.
The Bone Temple.
Bone Temple, yeah, I haven't seen it, but you really like that one.
That's a really good one.
We are not talking about any of those movies today. We are talking about possibly two of the biggest movies of the year.
Well, at least one of them is the biggest movie of the year.
One of them is currently the biggest movie of the year. One of them, I don't actually know what the box office projections are for it, but it just came out this past week. And we decided to do this episode kind of last minute. And I think it's special for that reason. We usually have our episodes planned out, at least planned out pretty far in advance.
Yeah.
And then you just recorded your Fate and Free Will Star Wars special episode. And then you went and saw The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Right.
And you hadn't seen it when you recorded your solo ep. Now you actually have thoughts and opinions about it that we can express. And when you called me and told me that you'd seen it, we got to talking. And you, I believe, compared it to the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
I said, of all the movies I've seen in my life, the movie it most reminds me of, it's not another Star Wars movie or any of the countless references that this film contains to other movies. It was the Super Mario Galaxy movie that I saw about 2 months ago that I absolutely hated. I said, Jeff, imagine this, Yoshi as Grogu. And you were like, should we do this episode?
Yeah, I believe I was the one who suggested that we actually do it.
Yes.
So that is on me.
Yeah, you took the leap. I just made the connection. You took the leap.
I took the leap. Unfortunately, I did. Yeah. And I was not going to see The Mandalorian and Grogu. I wasn't going to see him. I'd fallen off. I wasn't going to do it, man. And then here we are on the, just a couple days before we're putting this episode out, actually. So one of the shortest turnarounds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is a first for a lot of reasons. Our most contemporary matchup. And also we're recording it 2 days before it goes out. So yeah, we're really like at the edge of, the edge of it right now. No, I wasn't going to see the Super Mario Galaxy movie either. I wasn't going to go see it. I went and saw David Koechner do improv comedy with friend of the show, Head on a Stick co-host Jeffrey Scott.
Yeah.
And we got out of that feeling pretty good. And I was like, we're right down the street from the movie theater. You want to go see something? And lo and behold, in Super Mario Galaxy, the Dolby Cinema was playing, and we went and saw it. Jeffrey Scott, love you, man. Thanks for listening. You talked over the quietest parts of the movie consistently. And you mostly just said, man, this thing sucks. And I'll just be the first to say in this episode, man, this thing sucks.
You gave it 1 star on Letterboxd.
I give it 1 star on Letterboxd. It's my least favorite movie I've seen of 2026 so far.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I will say, after watching Mando and Grogu in theaters, when I sat down, I told myself, despite the fact that we were recording today, I gave myself permission to get up and leave at any point. Whenever I wanted to, I could get up and leave. I came really close, man.
Oh, damn.
I came really close. You know when? I couldn't tell you. A few times I was like, what am I doing here? Did anybody walk out of your screening?
No. So I saw it Thursday night in IMAX. It was a packed screening. I'd gotten my tickets like a month beforehand. Listen, I am, as evidenced by my, solo Star Wars episode, I am a diehard Star Wars fan. They had me by the balls. The idea of missing an opening night Star Wars film is just not, it's just not in my vocabulary. So I had to be there. I had to go see it. I had to see it through. I had low expectations, but that also meant I could be pleasantly surprised. I was even more disappointed than I thought was possible for a film that has aims that are so just in the gutter. Because this film is just like the Super Mario Galaxy movie, is just stuff happening.
Yes.
Just plot, A to B to C.
Uninspired and lifeless and
yes.
Weirdly juvenile. Yeah, nostalgic. Yeah.
Nobody walked out, but I will say nobody really laughed either. Nobody cheered. Listen, you and I saw The Force Awakens opening night in 2015. We were in the same theater. It was before we were really friends, but you were like,
we were at the big enough group. Yeah.
I think Dallas was like the person sitting between us.
Yeah.
And we watched The Force Awakens. Do you remember
the fanfare?
Oh my God.
I've never been as into Star Wars as you or as Dallas, but I was buzzing. It felt like film history was being made.
It was being made. And there were people who were so excited, cheering, laughing, like people got, like quiet when serious moments happened, like Han died and Rey picked up the lightsaber. People were excited. It wasn't just for the nostalgic beats.
Yeah.
It was also for like the character beats about new people that we cared about. And it was film history. I saw that movie 5 times in theaters. It was a big deal. I was 18. It was my first kind of like Star Wars film as like an adult, basically. And I took ownership of it. I took possession of that thing. I loved it. People started to kind of chuckle a little bit as the film went on, as the Babu Fricks showed up. They're funny.
Back to Mando and Grogu.
Yeah. Baby Yoda and his little, compatriots who were just wandering around babbling to each other. People, I think, like that because in a vacuum, it feels very like the Muppets. It's very whimsical. It does kind of have that classic George Lucas feel to it. But the other stuff, Mando doing action stuff and beating up people, and no one really cheered. No one really cared.
Did people react to your Super Mario Galaxy showing?
Besides Jeffrey Scott, who's sitting next to me. Now, granted, I saw Super Mario Galaxy in a much less packed theater, but there still were people there. There was a little bit more laughter that I heard.
Yeah, when I was there was a little kid who was in the aisle behind me.
Yeah.
And when Yoshi came on screen for the first time, he went, "It's Yoshi." And that gave me a little bit of joy because that would have been me as a kid. I grew up with Mario, more so obviously than I did Star Wars. I think Super Mario and Star Wars are 2 of the biggest media franchises of all time, probably.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're both up there. They're probably top 5, like maybe Pokemon is up there.
Yeah.
Maybe
the Bible.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Yeah, every hotel's got a copy of A New Hope and the Bible and the original Super Mario Bros. Game.
I think Mario, unquestionably is the biggest video game franchise of all time.
They're sort of synonymous with their medium.
Yeah.
In a similar way.
Exactly. Yeah. When you think of video games, you think of Mario. You think of jumping on turrets. You think of, crushing blocks and all that stuff.
Yeah.
When you think of cinema, and I made this argument, I think in the past week, I was talking to a friend of the show, Mitch, on his show. Star Wars is a uniquely cinematic creation. All of the biggest media franchises in film, James Bond, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Marvel, DC, they're all based off of comic books,
right?
Or
their adaptations.
Their adaptations, yeah. Star Wars is uniquely cinematic in a way that you don't see very often.
Yeah.
And it's probably the biggest example of its medium. I think recently Avatar is about the only thing that can kind of rival it in terms of the box office draw.
Yeah, I put some classic characters like Godzilla up there still.
That's true, yeah.
But you don't we still make Godzilla movies, but Star Wars it's a cultural icon.
It is, yeah.
Man, should we introduce these movies?
They need no introduction, but it is, as is the Hard Ticket tradition.
Yes. Welcome back to Hard Ticket, everybody. The show where we go to the movies expecting a double feature, only to find that both movies are playing at the exact same time. So now we've got just the hardest ticket to choose between the two. I am Jeffrey Bogus.
And I am Tristan Moore.
Tristan, take it away.
Well, Jeff, it's the show where we go to the movies expecting the movies to be decent.
Is it?
Well, sometimes. I don't know. I guess those, that's expectations, right? Like expectations are the death of enjoyment. And maybe I just expected to like these movies and to think that they were going to be good. And that's on me. Option number A, Jeff, is the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Came out just this year. I think at the beginning of April, right?
Yeah, April 1st.
Yeah, so we're only about 2 months out from it as of recording. Directed by Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic.
You have 100%ed their filmography.
I have. I think Michael Jelenic, he only did both Mario movies. And then Aaron Horvath also did both Mario movies and the Teen Titans Go to the Movies movie. So yes, I have 100% of them. The film stars Chris Pratt as the titular plumber, Mario, Charlie Day as Luigi Mario.
Well, that's not canon.
I know it's not canon. Yeah. The Mario Brothers.
The Mario canon. The sacred canon.
Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach. Jack Black as Bowser. Donald Glover as Yoshi. Benny Safdie as Bowser Jr. Brie Larson as Rosalina. It's a stacked cast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stacked cast.
Glenn Powell, Keegan-Michael Key,
yes.
Louise Guzman.
Yeah. Yeah, I know when the original Super Mario movie was announced, not the original, but the one that was made a couple years ago, there was a lot of fan ire over the fact that they cast Chris Pratt instead of like Charles Martinet, I think is the original like voice actor.
But he's so cool.
But have you thought about how cool he is?
I think Charles Martinet actually stepped down from voicing Mario a year or two later. He says everything's good between him and Nintendo, but I think you can read between the lines. That movie made over $1 billion. This movie is about to make over $1 billion.
Yeah, it's coming up on it. I think it probably will surpass it. The plot of Super Mario Galaxy, Jeff, thanks for asking, is Princess Rosalina has been captured by Bowser Jr. In a desperate bid to win the affections of his absent and very tiny father, Bowser.
Yes.
Who's been miniaturized because of something he did in the last movie, I'm sure. I don't remember. And anyways, Rosalina sends one of her little chubby stars. What are those called?
The Lumas.
The Luma. She sends a Luma to Princess Peach and says, go get Princess Peach to rescue me. And so the Luma finds Princess Peach and tells her that Princess Rosalina, sorry.
I can see the gears turning right now.
I'm remembering the plot. Anyways, they go on a big rescue adventure. Like Princess Peach goes to rescue Rosalina, and in the meantime, Mario and Luigi also are like, well, now we got to go rescue Princess Peach
and Yoshi.
Yeah, and they find a Yoshi. Yeah, they just find a Yoshi. They just find it.
So the first movie ends with like a sequel tease. There's a Yoshi egg that hatches.
Okay.
And I was really excited about that because Yoshi was always my favorite character in the Mario. I mean, he's a power up.
Can you explain? Yeah. Can you explain to me why Yoshi's your favorite character?
I can't.
Okay.
I literally can't. Like, it is just something.
I think that, and I agree with you. And I agree because my favorite Mario character is Luigi. If you ask me to explain why, I can't.
Instinct.
It's just, you just gravitate towards the character because they're not characters.
My brother told me when the first time we ever played Smash Melee when we were kids, he told me to main as Yoshi. And he told me that as like a joke, and I did it. And he was my main for the rest of my life.
You just owned it.
Yes.
Because my main is Luigi.
That's great. We should play after this.
Yeah. So that's the thing. And I think that's kind of like the beginning of the issue of these movies is it's like you identify with a certain character, maybe they have some like superficial character traits. Like I loved the Luigi's Mansion game as a kid.
Yeah.
I used to watch my mom play it, which is like, if you know my mom, it's kind of a weird thing. I used to watch my mom play the Luigi's Mansion game, and I liked that he was like a scaredy cat who nevertheless, you know, was doing brave things.
Yes.
So there's like the start of your problem. That is the sort of blank slate character you're dealing with. In this movie, Luigi's like, oh no, I'm not scared anymore. I grow as a person. Oh, but I am scared, but I'm still going to do what it doesn't matter. It's just like kind of like set dressing. It just doesn't.
Well, he even refers to himself as the scared guy. He's like, I'm aware of what my character is.
He's comic relief.
But everybody is, though. Half the characters are, and the rest are nobodies, basically. It's interesting, though. I mean, I'm getting ahead of our show, but like you made the argument in your Star Wars Fate and Free Will solo episode, everybody listen to that, about Star Wars huge inspiration from Joseph Campbell's monomyth.
Right.
And there's something similar with Mario too. The classic Mario story is so, it's what you're saying, like fill in the gaps. It's all archetypal. Princess gets kidnapped.
Yes.
That is the oldest fairy tale in the book, probably
right.
not literally, but I mean, it's like one of the most archetypal.
Oh, yeah. He has to go slay a dragon to rescue the prince. I mean, like, this is all, yeah, it's basic shit. You don't go to Mario for the amazing original story unless you're playing Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door.
Great game.
Probably the best Mario game, actually. Mario Bros. 3. Anyways, we're getting out of ourselves.
Mario World, man. Hey, that's why I was excited for Yoshi to be here. Super Mario World is one of my favorite Mario games, but what were we talking about?
That's the thing with Mario. You start talking about it, you're just like, I love this.
Yes.
And it's like, okay.
I can't explain why.
You just love it.
It's colorful. It's never made any sense.
The sounds are so good.
The mushroom makes him big. The feather gives him a yellow cape and he can fly around. I mean,
yeah.
Yes. Okay, option number B for this episode is called The Mandalorian and Grogu. Maybe you've heard of it. The Mandalorian and Grogu is a movie directed by The man goes to the planet and receives the alien. The Mandalorian and Grogu was directed by Jon Favreau. Maybe you've heard of him. I'm stalling.
Chef.
This is our second Jon Favreau
This is our
movie.
second Favreau. We did these two movies before Iron Man, which we do have on our
And I was
list.
excited to get to, and I kept putting off because I was like, I don't want to touch on Jon
I know,
Favreau.
and this would have been the perfect summer to do Iron Man, so.
So Favreau directs, he co-writes, he co-produces this movie. It's based on his show on Disney Plus, The Mandalorian. Probably the biggest Star Wars show since the Clone Wars, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And one that I think was kind of made with an older audience in mind.
Yeah.
It wasn't animated, it's live action. It was like I think just before Pedro Pascal blew up, or at least before he was in every movie ever.
Yes.
So
he's so cool.
He is so cool.
He actually is.
He plays a Mandalorian. I think his name is Din Djarin.
You got it.
Wow.
Did
Look
you
at
look that
me,
up?
dude. I'm like a Star Wars aficionado.
Did you write that down?
Yeah, but I didn't even look at it. I just remembered it.
That is pretty good.
I wrote everything down. Don't worry.
Okay.
Shit. What happens next? Okay, he plays a Mandalorian named Din Djarin. Covered that. And he's got a little puppet sidekick named Grogu. Most people called him Baby Yoda when the show came out because he's like the same species as Yoda. He was like the marketing chip for the whole thing. That's why a lot of people watched it. Cute. He's a puppet. They brought puppets back in Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. We love it.
When did The Mandalorian come out? Do you remember?
2019. It was November 2019, a month before The Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's had 3 seasons.
Yes.
When did the 3rd season come out?
I think it was 2023.
So it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
And now we've got a movie. I didn't watch the 3rd season of The Mandalorian. I watched the first 2. I don't remember much from it. But you don't need to watch it, apparently. You can just watch the movie, and it's just as bad, whether or not you've seen the show.
It's actually probably better if you haven't seen the show, honestly.
Yeah, so Mando has been tasked to find the son of Jabba the Hutt.
Rada, yeah.
Rada. That's what Schnitzel says in Chowder. Right?
Chowder!
Rada. So he's looking for Rada the Hutt, and he finds him. And he's at this like Coliseum-like place where he's fighting all these monsters. And he's like, I'm not like my father, Jabba the Hutt. I'm different. People here cheer for Rada. They don't talk about Jabba. So I'm going to stay here and I'm going to keep fighting. But the Mandalorian needs to find a crime boss. And in order to get the crime boss, he has to bring in Rada the Hutt so that the other Hutts will tell him who the crime boss is.
Yeah.
So he gets Rada, but then Rada just tells him who the crime boss is.
Right, because it's the same guy that he rescued Rada from.
Right. And so Mando just, he doesn't turn Rada into his aunt and his uncle because he says that his aunt and his uncle want to kill him. And he just turns in the crime boss. And the crime boss disappears like halfway through the movie.
But then they go get him.
Yeah, so I don't know when to cut off this synopsis because the movie, again, it's like...
Well, you normally, I guess you would just say like an adventure happens, right? Because there's nothing to set up here other than plot stuff.
Yes.
You have the dynamic between the Mandalorian and the Grogu, and they have a dynamic, and that's all it's going to be. There's going to be an adventure, and they're going to do their little shenanigans. There's not really going to be any surprises along the way. There's one surprise at the end of the second act of the film, and it's when the Mandalorian gets injured and he falls asleep for a little bit, and it becomes like a silent film.
Yeah,
following little Grogu as he wanders around, and that's it. Otherwise, it's basically the same cadence. It's action movie stuff, and then it's a little bit of talking, and then action movie stuff, on and on to the next set piece until the film ends.
Just like Mario Galaxy. Which I do think Mario Galaxy has more of a springboard for its plot. Rosalina's kidnapped, I guess in a similar way that Rada is kidnapped. So that initiates our protagonist to go find the person who has been kidnapped. But that's kind of the whole, like, everything in Mario happens around that, whereas in Mando, they resolve that and then it leads to the next conflict. So it's more serial, I would say. Yeah,
it's a little more serialized. A lot of people have been talking about how this Mandalorian and Grogu movie is basically like 4 episodes of The Mandalorian in a trench coat.
Yeah.
And it does kind of feel that way. That doesn't bother me as much. A lot of people are like, this could have been an email. Like this, didn't need to be a whole theatrical release. I don't have an issue with them adapting some episodes into a theatrical release. I do generally feel like Star Wars should have bigger stakes going on in a theatrical release. It's kind of like the nature of the space opera.
Yeah.
But the scale isn't what bothers me. What bothers me is that if you watch the Mandalorian TV show, the Mandalorian has an arc. Like he goes through changes. Star Wars, going back to the Campbellian thing, is the hero's journey.
Yeah.
The hero's journey necessitates that the hero changes. They go through some sort of change. This has happened in every single Star Wars movie. Rogue One, Jyn Erso has a change of heart. Han Solo kind of comes to realize that he's not actually the bad guy he's been pretending to be. Like there's changes in the character. They realize things about themselves. In The Mandalorian, the biggest change we get that the film kind of hints at is that he sort of learns to trust Grogu a little bit more.
He lets Grogu press the button.
Grogu press the button, Jeff. That's an arc.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. If the arc of The Mandalorian and Grogu is that Grogu is going to become more independent and that Mandalorian is going to trust him with more responsibilities, you don't open the movie with the Mandalorian infiltrating a dangerous Imperial base and then cut to Grogu doing the exact same thing. And then when they meet up, the Mandalorian says, "Hey, what are you waiting on, little guy? Jump on my dangerous, ATRT and we'll just run down the hill and fight these big AT-ATs together." Yeah. That's not how you start the movie. You start the movie with him being like, "I told you to stay on the ship. Like this is too dangerous for you. This is an active war zone."
Set up that there is some conflict internally that needs to be overcome.
Some conflict internally, Jeff. Yes, exactly. That's how you do it. That's how you do a character arc.
Are there character arcs in Mario Galaxy?
There are the semblances of character. Here's the thing. When I watched the Super Mario Galaxy movie, I was like, this is so vapid. There are no character arcs. There are no themes. It's just noise and things happening. I owed an apology. I think it gets an extra half star because it at least kind of like hints that there will be arcs. Like Mario wants something. He wants to date Peach, right?
Yeah.
Even though I think they got together at the end of the last movie, but I guess not. He wants to date Peach. He wants to tell her that he loves her, blah, blah, blah. So there's something there that he's kind of working for. He's trying to impress her.
Yeah.
He's just going to do the same thing that he does regardless of that. It doesn't really matter. He does get a little kiss at the end of the movie, which makes him go, Yahoo! And he flies away and all that stuff. But so he doesn't actually express his like feelings toward her, but sometimes you don't have to say it.
You can feel it.
You can feel it. You got some other kind of stuff going on. Princess Peach wants to find out where she comes from. What
Toad doesn't like Yoshi.
Toad doesn't like Yoshi.
There's actually more arc in the villains of the Mario Galaxy movie, which, there's a parallel we can make between Bowser Jr. and Bowser and the Hutt family, the Bowser family and the Hutt family. But you're right, we are belated on the log lines. We should probably say those and then spring off of those. You wrote a nice long one. I know you want to read it. Without further ado to the second half of this episode, this is Stario Wars, the Super Mario and Grogu movie.
Wow, that was intense. Guys, this is embarrassing. I'm still a tiny work in progress. Sorry, pal.
Don't worry. I'm not my father. You know how hard it is to be your own man when your father's Jabba the Hutt?
Tristan, give me your log line.
All right, here's my log line, Jeff. In another galaxy populated by critters and cameos, stuff happens involving an unchanging hero voiced by an overexposed actor partnered with cute green merchandise. Daring rescues! Boss fights! Stuff! It's happening, Jeff. That's all that's happening. Stuff.
That was good.
What's your log line, Jeff? You got to get something out here.
Yeah, my log line is about as half-assed as these movies are, so let me just read it. Kidnapping plot, son of a villain, loosely held together by story tangents, cute green sidekick rescue subplot. Wait, there's supposed to be a comma there. Cute green sidekick rescue subplot. There's a bar scene in both where all patrons go silent when the protagonists express that they're looking for someone they shouldn't be.
That's true. That is true.
That's my log line.
It's really that last point that really, that's the clincher for this comparison.
Truly, yeah. Let's talk about villains. The Bowser family, right? Okay. We've got Bowser who kind of wants to show that he's reformed and kind of expresses that he has once Mario grants him his size back. He gives him a punch. He grows back to full size, and he gives him a big sloppy wet kiss. Bowser's a good guy in this one, except his son is looking for him and wants to prove to him how evil he is because he just built this whole planet, Planet Bowser. And when he finds his dad, he's like, hey, look at what I did. His dad is like, oh, that's sick.
I'm evil again.
I'm evil again, basically. There's a little bit of conflict there. He's like, I don't want to kill the Mario Bros. They're nice guys. And Bowser Jr. is like, I'll just turn them into babies because they were babies in one of these games and the fans will go ape shit over it.
Yeah. Because you used to play as Baby Mario in Mario Kart.
Right, yeah. If you want the speed advantage, you do the lightweight characters. Anyway, a similar thing in Mando and Grogu. There is a villain, son of a villain, actually. I would say Rada the Hutt is more similar to Bowser.
Yeah.
Because he wants to show, he's trying to turn a leaf, or at least shed his past mistake, what his dad.
He's got baggage, yeah. But no, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He comes onto the scene, he's like, I beat up people for a living, but I am not my father. I'm not a monster. He feeds, Grogu little fish. Those little gummy whales,
Yeah, he feeds them.
That's what he feeds him.
Yeah, and they play together in the surf.
Which is really funny. Because he's like a giant slug monster on a beautiful sunset beach.
Yeah, he just looks gross. He's got pecs.
He looks like a big turd.
Jeremy Allen White is so jacked that even his mocap characters are just buff.
That's true.
You can't hide it.
So are you aware that Rada the Hutt has been in a Star Wars movie before?
Yeah, I read a little bit about him. He was a voiceless baby.
Yes.
And they even show his baby photo in this movie.
Yeah.
So that people who watch the Clone Wars could be like, oh!
De Wanawanga. Yeah, no, he was in the Star Wars The Clone Wars 2008 movie.
Oh, okay.
He had to be rescued by Anakin Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano in a movie where, Anakin has to learn to accept Ahsoka as his apprentice. And Ahsoka has to learn to not be so brash that she always, rubs Anakin the wrong way, like as her master. The characters have arcs, in other words, in that movie. A movie that is composed of 3 or 4 episodes of the Clone Wars in a trench coat. The parallels are startling between those two movies as well. Rada the Hutt, they called him affectionately Stinky in the Clone Wars movie, was basically the Grogu of that film.
Okay.
Except he was even more babyfied. He didn't have the Force and stuff.
Okay.
He was just a MacGuffin, basically.
Whatever.
So now here he is as a grown man, a grown slug.
Uh-huh.
He's got slug muscles.
Yes.
He's got a slug attitude, and he's ready to slug it out with all the gladiator monsters. He does not change.
No.
The only change that he does go through, I guess, is that he realizes that the Mandalorian was telling him the truth when he said that the guy who basically owns him wants to kill him tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so he uses that, I guess, later to be like, come on, Mando, don't take me to my parents. They're going to kill me. And this is kind of how he delivers the lines.
Yeah.
He's like, they're going to kill me, Mando. And he's like, you don't know that?
He sounds like J.K. Simmons. Like, he's just Jeremy Allen White pitched down. He could be anybody. Really.
But he also sounds like maybe he was on Dayquil. I'm a son of Jabba the Hutt, but I'm not my father.
Okay, quick side tangent. I read that Pedro Pascal wasn't even on set for season 3 of The Mandalorian.
I don't know if he wasn't on set at all, because I don't remember if he ever took his helmet off in season 3. The whole thing of season 3 is that he took his helmet off at the end of season 2.
Right.
And he has to go back to Mandalore and bathe in the waters of Mandalore to redeem himself. It's basically a baptism thing.
Okay.
So I don't think he ever does take his helmet off. I will say at the end of The Mandalorian and Grogu, they credit 2 other body doubles for playing him in the movie.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, that's a big deal, I feel like, in Star Wars, especially because David Prowse for so long was credited as Darth Vader because he was the guy in the suit, even though, James Earl Jones did the voice, which is arguably the most iconic part of Vader.
Yeah.
So I think this is great that they've decided to credit these 2 other guys. I think one is like something Crowder.
There's a martial artist. Is that Crowder?
Maybe. Pedro Pascal was on set for this movie, at least for the fight,
scene where you see his face. Yeah.
The scene where you see his face and he fights the basilisk from the Chamber of Secrets. I mean, the dragon worm or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Was Chris Pratt on set for the Super Mario Galaxy movie?
I do think Chris Pratt's Mario voice work is more inspired than... Well, you know what? A lot of people have been bashing Pascal's performance in Mando and Grogu. There were some lines where I felt like I could kind of see his face, like his emotions behind them. A couple of them. Like when they go back to the ship of the little Babu freaks that come to rescue him, and he realizes that it's too small for him to get on. Yeah. And he just stands there. And I'm like, I'm seeing his face right now. He's like so disappointed.
He's like, you gotta be kidding me.
It's
guys.
like, is that was that the rescue plan the whole time?
No one's stopped to like look at him and be like, he might be a little too big. They just forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's also, you pointed out off mic before this that like, why do the Hutts want Rada killed when he's just going to be killed by the crime lord who owns him?
Well,
anyway?
Here's the thing. By the end of the film, like it's sort of like implied that the Hutts and the Imperial guy, Janu Coin, which I think the guy who played him is his
Johnny
last
Coin.
name is Johnny
His
Coin.
name is Johnny Coin.
Yeah, yeah. So which I'm fine with that. I don't have an issue with that. But it's implied that they were like working together and they're like playing the New Republic against itself. But at the end of the film, Sigourney Weaver just comes right out and says, yeah, they were working together. And so it's like, okay, did Coin just not mention to the Hutts that he was going to have Rada killed? Because he does say to Mando, he says, only a select few people know. And I thought maybe that was like foreshadowing that they were going to reveal the Hutts knew it. But then I was like, that doesn't make any sense because why would they send a bounty hunter? But also, if they're working together with Janu Coin, an Imperial warlord, who is like on the run from the New Republic, why would they send a New Republic bounty hunter who is also looking for that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, doesn't that sort of like complicate their alliance a little bit? Do you think?
Man, like I don't know. I didn't write it.
I don't think they were thinking about it. I don't think they really thought about it. Right? Is that okay? Is that okay? Does it matter?
I get. Well, yeah. I mean, you can say there was human error. I'm sure. Like, yeah. In the same way, you could say, "Oh, Mando found a weapon. It was just lying there, and now he's Mando."
No. What happens is they send Rada away on a gun runner, where they specifically call it a gun runner twice, so you know that there's guns on it, and so they shoot it down in the swamp of Nal Hutta, which is where the Hutts live.
Yeah.
And Mando and Grogu happen to come across it. Now, instead of raiding the gun runner for the valuable weapons on board, they just left all the weapons in the swamp for Mando to find. It's like a video game, and this movie has been getting compared to a video game, which is doubly appropriate that we compare it to Super Mario Galaxy, which functions a lot like a video game. Like, here's the cut scene where we have a little bit of dialogue. Here's the upgrade.
Yeah.
Here's the boss fight.
Our friends at Meet Your Double Feature did an episode on Mandalorian and Grogu, and they made it a point. They always said that, like, they saved their game and then, left and then came back later, which is true. I mean, Super Mario Galaxy movie is basically just a bunch of cutscenes.
Hey, why did Rosalina not go look for Peach?
Oh, because dark forces came after Rosalina.
Oh.
Remember the dark forces?
Oh, the ones that they don't show on screen?
Yeah, just dark forces.
Okay, so dark forces came for Rosalina and Peach, and so she sent Peach to the Mushroom Kingdom, right?
Yes.
Okay, makes sense. After a while, we open the movie with Rosalina in her little kingdom with her little Lumas.
She's on what's it called?
She's on a planet or like a ship or
it's
something.
It's a starship. It has a name. I forgot what it is.
Okay. They're reading bedtime stories. Like, clearly the dark forces aren't.
We don't know that.
It doesn't seem like dark forces are a problem.
I mean, the movie starts with dark forces interrupting their bedtime.
Well, yeah, it starts with Bowser Jr. He's a dark force, I guess, but
yeah.
He's dark force like lowercase. But she sends the Luma after Peach anyway. Did the Luma know where Peach was, or did he just happen to land on the one planet where Peach was? Because if he knew, that means that Rosalina probably told him. So Rosalina would have known where Peach was.
Well, it's in the story that she read that she's in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Okay, so why didn't she
in case the dark forces?
But then the dark forces, right? Because they could destroy the universe, right? The two of them together or something.
Yeah.
But then she sends the Luma to go rescue Peach anyway, and she's like, "It's worth it. F the dark forces. Come rescue me. I'm scared." So what? That doesn't make any sense, Jeff. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. That doesn't make sense.
So shut up,
Mario. Come meet my sister.
I am so happy you found each other. I love a family reunion.
You know how hard it is to be your own man when your father's Jabba the Hutt? You see them cheering for me out there? For me. It's the first time I'm not living in his shadow.
Should we talk about fan service? Should we try to open this? This is okay.
It's almost like it's Pandora's box, though.
Well, we've established that these are shallow, hollow, empty shells of movies. Might not even be movies, but they're held together by your ability to identify references and your foreknowledge of things that have come before them.
I think, and this is bizarre, I think it's worse in the Mario movie.
Why do you say that?
Because I feel like it's woven more organically into Mandalorian, where there's more plot reasons for certain things to happen. If you're going to have the Hutts, it makes sense they're going to do they go to the Hutt throne room scene, which is going to look a lot like Jabba's throne room.
Sure.
And there's going to be a trapdoor with a monster underneath and all that stuff. If you're going to do, he's hunting Imperial remnant people, it makes sense there's going to be some stormtroopers there. That's iconography that you can mine organically. I think a lot of the stuff in the Super Mario Galaxy movie, it's I'm going to turn them into babies because people recognize that.
Yes.
I'm going to paint Mr. Game & Watch for no reason.
Well, the thing about the source material of the Mario Brothers is that it's always been, I hit a block and a mushroom comes out. Yeah. And they use power-ups in the movies too, where they're just random. They don't explain them. They just kind of rely on your foreknowledge. I don't think the Mario universe, which has never really had a great cinematic story or even TV story come out of it, I don't think it's devoid of the ability to tell a good story. There were these Mario comics that came out I don't know, decades ago. They were called like Super Mario Adventures, and they were great. And I even like looked one up before recording this episode. There's like an instance where Mario and Luigi are in like a haunted house, and all these boos are chasing them. And you know that if you look directly at a boo, it'll cover its eyes and it'll stop moving. So they go back to back and they get in this standoff for hours. And then eventually they slide under one of them, shut themselves in a room. The boo opens it, and Mario and Luigi are like dressed as psychiatrists. And they're like, so why are you so shy? Like, why are you always hiding your face? Like, it's like a Shaggy and Scooby moment when they like take the monster aside and they're like giving it a pedicure or something like that. Like, you can use this cartoon logic to your advantage, make it funny, make it well thought out. They haven't done it with these movies.
Yeah, I don't think there's really any attempt at cleverness in the films. It's never clever because they are kind of like, it's made for kids for sure. Like Super Mario Galaxy as opposed to The Mandalorian is definitely made for kids.
Well, that's why I think it doesn't matter if it's less organic in the Super Mario Galaxy movie, because I'm confused who the Mandalorian and Grogu movies for. And we both watched like the Red Letter Media video on Mandalorian and Grogu, trying not to step over their toes. They do make it a point that like a lot of the marketing for Mandalorian and Grogu and the show and all of Star Wars, it hinges on Baby Yoda.
Oh yeah.
The cute little plushie. And then there's like, but the movie itself is rated PG-13 and there's a lot of violence.
Yeah.
Whereas I go to Walmart and I see Mario and Yoshi plushies and dolls. Any other year, I could see that anyway at Walmart. Like that's always existed. It feels natural. But when I go through Burger King and I see Grogu's chicken fingers, it's like I can't help but feel a little bit more cynical about that, I think.
I think it's just because Star Wars is like this. Well, it's weird. It's intergenerational. It's multi-generational.
Right.
The original like Star Wars film is, I think Lucas is pretty open. He's like, it's a film for 12-year-olds, which is this perfect kind of middle ground between.
It's a great balance.
It's a great balance between being a child and also like coming of age. And so it appeals to the juvenilia in the adults who take their kids to go see it, but it also, gives something for the younger kids to be like, it's kind of fascinating. There's like something kind of edgy about it too.
Yeah.
Like there's sort of an edginess to the original Star Wars.
Oh, definitely.
And Empire. It gets a little more kiddie in Return of the Jedi with the Ewoks and stuff, because by that point, Star Wars is 6 years old. It's now like a franchise and they're trying to get kids into it. And this problem extends all the way into the prequels. You got Jar Jar Binks and young Anakin and all that stuff. Star Wars, since it has gotten so big, has always kind of had issues with the tone that it's playing with. I think the movie that has gone, like Revenge of the Sith is like a more serious film. There's not really a lot of like silliness in it, not a lot of levity in it compared to Phantom Menace. The Force Awakens, I think, also finds a nice balance where it feels like, it's going to appeal to your grandpa who literally saw the original Star Wars movie in theaters, but it can also bring in like your 12-year-olds who are maybe finding something to relate to in like Rey. If I have a critique of The Last Jedi, it's that it does lean more into the goofiness of things. And I think it does that because it is a dark movie.
Yeah.
And they were trying to kind of...
They need a little levity.
They wanted to lighten it up. I think they went a little too overboard with it. And it just extends into Mandalorian and Grogu. You start the Mandalorian TV show. By the way, I'll say, I think the best stretch of the Mandalorian TV show is just the first 3 episodes where he finds Baby Yoda, he's turning him in, and he decides to go back and rescue him. Like that's like a full, complete arc, and that's sort of just the movie, or that's just the character in Grogu there. Like that's it. That's all you really need. Once you introduce Baby Yoda into a demographic of people who are watching this, who are everywhere from like 8 to 60, it becomes like this balancing act. You can't have Baby Yoda just be too cute. It's going to alienate the older people who are like, okay, it's too cutesy. But you're also trying to bring in new fans because Star Wars has a problem of appealing to nostalgia. And nostalgia only appeals to the fans who, grew up watching it.
Yeah.
I don't think Han saying, Chewie, we're home really works for like an 8-year-old who watches The Force Awakens than the same way it worked for like me who grew up watching the original trilogy. So it's just a balancing act, I think. And I think... who is this film aimed at? I think it's just trying to aim at a broad spectrum of people who watch The Mandalorian, who are older, who appreciate the gritty kind of Western take, but also soccer moms and kids who love Baby Yoda, who find him cute and relatable. Does it mix? No, I think, again, Star Wars has had that problem since Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi, the first act of that film is very dark and kind of distressing as a kid.
Yeah.
But then you get into Ewoks by the end of the film, and they're really fun and just like cutesy. It's just this has just been a problem with Star Wars. I think it's just inherent in the saga, and I think very few people know how to actually balance it without alienating anybody. And I think the balance is really just to appeal to the 12-year-old and everybody. The aspiring 12-year-old and also the 12-year-old that you've grown out of.
And a lot of people have accused the Mario Galaxy movie of appealing to very young children.
It's almost like, I would almost say like TikTok brained, but I don't think young kids are on TikTok. I think it's just like iPad kids.
Yeah, Coco Melon. I think that's been a big comparison. I mean, it was intentionally done in 3 to 5 minute story beats. Like the creators even said that they did it with that,
and it feels that way.
And it does. So like for better or worse, it accomplishes that, and it does also like the animation, like Illumination animation style is so like hingent on everything's got to be cute, and then you introduce Yoshi, and Yoshi's whole thing is that Yoshi's cute, and he's adorable, but it's like. There's no reason for Yoshi to be in this movie. I was disappointed because I loved Mario World, and I was like, they're gonna do like I really appreciated when he like goes out of the manhole and there's like the little theme for Mario World. I get like a jolt with that. Great score, by the way. Great score in both these movies.
It's a good score, but because they mandate that things move at this constant pace, it never has a chance to really linger on like the really lush, iconic Mario themes.
Yes.
Which is a detriment of the film. This film is just like oral nostalgia. Like all the sound effects, all the music. That's like
it's a roller coaster.
Yeah, it's the most nostalgic part about the Mario series in my head. Like the sound of a coin and the sound of you get a mushroom and you grow. Like all those sounds are so iconic.
Yeah.
And this film really mines them for what they're worth. But because it moves so quick, it's like short circuiting your brain.
Yeah.
And I think if you're, I think you could probably apply the same critique to Mando. It does move at a clip, and there are a lot of just nostalgic beats that if you're not invested in the story, you could just sort of look at them as more cynical than maybe if you were more invested in it.
Now, here's the thing. I think a key difference between these two movies, because I was making a point earlier about the power-ups.
Yeah.
I think in Mario, you could always do a short story about Mario or Luigi learning to use a power-up. And there's so many power-ups in the Mario series that would make for like maybe neat episodic television or something like that. And there's so many games and so many characters and their backstories. Like I love the story of Yoshi trapped in an egg by Bowser when he took over his world. You don't get that in this movie. I mean, it's a whisper of a story. It's not really a story, but you'd like to see it expanded on, or at least I would. Mario Galaxy feels like so many ideas that they got overwhelmed and threw in as many as possible. There's lots of character introductions. There's lots of references to games all over the Mario franchise, not specifically Mario Galaxy, which has a story and is a beloved game. It's one of the, might be the best Mario platformer ever. It's up there with like 64 and Odyssey. They're all like, that's the top 3. I think Mandalorian and Grogu feels like it doesn't have enough ideas. It's like kind of dry. It's like Mario feels overstuffed. And like a dessert, super sugary, super, like there's nothing filling, but there's a lot there. Mandalorian and Grogu is like an empty box.
That's a pretty good metaphor. Yeah. I mean, it does, because that's like something I was like saying. I was like, Mando feels like it's really just aiming for mediocre at best. It's like the first Star Wars movie in 7 years. Mandalorian hasn't been relevant in 3 years, and really, for being honest, it was before that.
Do you feel like because Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau were both huge Star Wars fans, they make a movie like this and they say, this franchise really just belongs to the fans. We just want to make one for the fans. We don't actually want to make an interesting story. We say, we've inherited the mantle, so we're going to give it right back to you. I feel that a lot with Star Wars because fans take huge ownership of it.
I think so.
Detriment.
To its detriment. I think, and I think this is maybe something, I can't remember if Red Letter Media said this or not, but they need to stop handing over the reins to like 50-year-old Gen X men who grew up loving Star Wars
and put themselves in the
and
movie.
put them, yeah, exactly. Because I think Abrams kind of did the same thing. Like everybody has their own kind of conception of what Star Wars is.
Yeah.
Filoni clearly loves the prequels as well as the originals, so he incorporates more of that sort of world into it. Whereas Abrams was an OT guy all the way. He just loved Han and Luke and Leia. That's it. Well, he didn't really love Leia. I don't think he wrote Leia very well, but so I think they need to stop doing that because you look at like Tony Gilroy who did Andor, and he is not a Star Wars fan. He doesn't give a shit about Star Wars. He just wanted to tell like a cool story of a guy fighting a fascist empire, and he just wove it into Star Wars with some help from people who were like, okay, yeah, that's Star Wars. Okay, that's not Star Wars. And I think that's kind of what you need to do with the series. I think trying to, I don't know. Filoni cut his teeth doing an animated show that had Jar Jar Binks episodes. You know, it was just like it was filler. I mean, and that's fine. It was filler. It was for kids. It was a way to kind of flesh out the Clone Wars and the prequels and to make Anakin more likable. It's a way to sell clone trooper toys, and that's fine. That's totally fine. I don't think it's the way to release a film into theaters, especially like for a franchise that is as esteemed, or at least once was as esteemed as Star Wars.
Yeah.
I think you need to do a little bit more than just, okay, then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. There needs to be like some driving theme going on in the film. In both these films, there's like no, what's the theme? It's just that we're all friends? Like, that's not a theme. That's just good vibes, you know? What's the arc? Like, there's no arc. Like, nobody learns or changes or does. It's just things happening. And that's the ultimate problem I have with the films. And again, this kind of feels like it's going back to like our second screen entertainment conversation we had last year, where it's like both these movies are going to do great on streaming, you know, especially Mandalorian. I think a lot of people are just waiting for it to come to streaming because it was a streaming property to begin with.
Because why is it in theaters?
Yeah, exactly. What's even the point? I think they're kind of, I don't know, maybe testing the waters. But like, people are going to watch The Mandalorian on Disney Plus here in a couple months, and they're going to be able to get on their phone and scroll because they're really not going to miss, they're not going to miss like a critical development point for Mando as a character. They're not going to miss like a theme that was set up here and then delivered on later down the line. It's the same thing with the Mario Galaxy movie. It's a movie for a dad to take his kid to and just fall asleep while it's playing in the theater because that's just what it's good for, you know?
They'll miss nothing until the movie becomes Grogu's movie in the second half, because Grogu has long stretches of no dialogue. Which is another thing that's like, I want to like that in this movie, but it doesn't belong in this movie. I like it more than the Mandalorian stuff probably, but like, what the hell is going on? Like that's like episode 3 of the 4 in the trench coat right there. It's just like,
it's the Grogu episode.
Sure, yeah. You can have different episodes of a show and set different expectations for each. I'm not saying movies shouldn't blindside you, but like, what the fuck is that doing there?
Well, Grogu, he's kind of inconsistent in the movie. Like, or
he's an inconsistent character. He doesn't make any sense.
He doesn't make any sense.
He's like intelligent, but he's not. Like, he's 50 years old, but he's still a baby for his species. But I think it's like Ahsoka, who's like, well, it's just a front. He's been traumatized or something like that.
Yeah.
But he literally makes baby coos.
Yes.
Like,
he eats like everything. So he's like an animal too at the same time.
He's like Yoshi.
He's like Yoshi.
But Yoshi's voiced by Donald Glover, who's doing a fantastic job, by the way.
Right, Donald, But it's sort of the same issue you had with Yoshi, where you're like, okay, he's in the movie, but he didn't have a reason to really be here.
Grogu does more. He's given more to do. His name is in the title of the movie.
He eventually does, but again, it's like, you got to set up that that's what he's there for.
Yes.
You have to... There has to be like a payoff. Like, there is a line from one of the Hutts before they drop Mando into the snake pit. They're like, when you're gone, who's going to watch over your little green guy?
Yeah.
And so there's like we've kind of like injected a little bit of like the fear of death into Mando and his own mortality, and the fact that he might not be setting little Grogu up for success, except he's been just a fine father throughout the entire season. He doesn't change being the way he is, like as a father figure for Grogu. The only thing he lets him do is he lets him press the button at the end of the movie, which doesn't feel Like we've already seen Mando let Grogu work on his ship before. We've seen Mando let Grogu infiltrate an Imperial base by himself before.
Yeah.
Him pressing a button at the end of the movie is not the payoff. There's no payoff there.
Yeah.
It's just, he says the old protect the young and then the young protect the old. Great, everyone's friends. It's the same thing as Mario. Everyone's friends. We're just all friends.
Some cool dinosaurs. He's part of the group now. Cool.
That's cool, guys. I love that they like kind of lampshade the fact that, oh, there's just Yoshi here now and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What does Yoshi ever do in the movie that like necessitates that he was there?
There is a tangent that could be cut from the movie where he saves the Mario babies from a T-Rex.
Yes.
You cut it, nothing changes.
You could have just had Toad do it. He was there. It doesn't matter.
But that's like Yoshi is just, again, he's a power up. Like you can use him to get an extra jump when you're about to fall off of a cliff. Like if you're a sociopath, I don't do that. If I'm going down, you're just going down with me. But
he also likes to eat everything like Grogu.
He does like, how many times have we said that in this episode? I feel like we're a second screen. Oh man, we don't even have a first screen. We're a podcast.
What did you think about like the Pikmin cameo in the Mario movie?
I never really played Pikmin. What did you think about the extended Fox McCloud cameo?
That was kind of pointless.
Wasn't it just kind of irritating?
They kind of just didn't do anything. Yeah. Well, I think what the thing that irritated me the most was Toad being like, that's the coolest guy I've ever seen.
And all the Lumas being like,
I want to be Fox McCloud.
oh,
now.
yeah.
they're just like making him, they just keep saying he's cool
Yeah.
over and over again.
They're like brainwashing the kids who are watching it to think that he's cool.
And
because
now
everyone
there's
else
going to be a Star Fox movie.
Yeah. So apparently there was going to be a Yoshi movie. And what they did was they condensed the plot of the Yoshi movie into like the montage that they show in the film where he's like walking through the streets.
Are you kidding me?
That's it.
That was going to be its own movie.
It was going to be its own movie. And so they just condensed it into like a 2-minute sequence or like a 1-minute sequence. So that's why it feels like the movie has all these ideas and everything.
Yeah.
They just collapsed it
That's so disappointing.
like a black hole, which is in a galaxy.
It's just one of those things where I'm like, there's so much potential. There's limitless. This has been a huge franchise since the 80s. Like, why are you just throwing everything at the fan? Ugh, man.
Nothing's more dangerous than a friend. When your armor's down, they'll stab you in the back.
Where did you hear that?
It's what you told me when you dropped me off for my first day of school.
I am a good dad.
I don't want to be anything like my father. When I first started fighting, the people all booed me. They wanted to see me die because I'm the son of Jabba the Hutt. Then I won and became a champion. They slowly began to cheer. They realized I'm not my father. I'm my own man, and I'm not afraid to fight for what I have, to earn it.
Have you been seeing like the Mandalorian and Grogu like social media reactions and stuff? Like,
Everybody's calling it fun.
they're just
right?
like, it's fun.
Mhm.
It's a fun time. Did you have fun watching it?
No.
What?
Dude, I thought this movie sucked. I thought The Mandalorian and Grogu was boring. I thought there was nothing for me to grab onto.
Yes.
Like, it just starts.
It starts. And listen, I don't have an issue with a cold open. Like they're in the middle of a mission, you know.
Yeah, but that's not what happens.
Some people have compared it to like Indiana Jones, where it's like, oh, you know, he's getting the idol and blah blah blah, and that's fine. Yeah, that's the start of the Mando movie. He's fighting the Imperial guy, and then he goes to the base to get his new mission from Sigourney Weaver, who is also on NyQuil, and he's like, I don't work for the Hutts. The Hutts suck. She's like, well, whatever.
I'm not even here right now. This
She
is
just-
my likeness being digitally rendered for this movie.
And she just walks away, and he just decides to get on the ship and fly to go work for the Hutts.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was the moment. That was the moment where you set up like some sort of arc for Mando, where maybe he decides to work for the Hutts. Maybe he says to the New Republic, hey, I got this contract from the Hutts and seems like a pretty promising lead. And the New Republic's like, oh, I don't know, Mando. Like the Hutts they're gangsters, man. Like you can't trust them. And he's like, oh, the money's good, so fuck it. I'm gonna take this ship and go. Some conflict, some internal conflict, right? That's like the moment where you do your cold open, and he's gonna jump on the story proper, where you set up some sort of conflict for the Mandalorian, like an internal conflict.
There is a climax in this movie that I identified because of the score.
Okay.
That is it. It's when they rush back into the palace to get Rada.
Oh.
And there's a score that's driving it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, this is where I'm supposed to
excited.
be. interested.
Yeah.
Right now. I almost missed it. Thank God I tuned into the score then, because it's just like everything else that's already happened in this movie. Like, it just happens. We've said that a million times. But
it just happens. It's stuff happening.
You know how hard it is to be your own man when your father's job of the...
Okay. I feel like, before we close out the discussion, we should talk about positives.
Okay.
So, Jeff, I want to hear, what are some of the things you liked about the Super Mario Galaxy movie?
I love the animation. I think it's a beautiful movie. I really do. I did appreciate the relationship between Bowser Jr. and Bowser. I think there was a chance to make it more complex, obviously, but they didn't. They're just like, Bowser's torn for like one scene. He's like, am I going to be evil or am I going to be good? I guess I'm going to be evil because it feels good. And so, yeah, the voiceover work, I think, is the most inspired part of the movie, probably, besides maybe the animation, in a very uninspired movie.
You like the voiceover work?
I like most of it.
I like Jack Black. I will say, when I watched this movie like 2 months ago in theaters and it started, I had forgotten that Chris Pratt was Mario. And when he first talked and was like, oh, that's so good, Luigi, I was like, oh.
I think they gave him less dialogue in this movie because he was so divisive in the first one.
That was a good move.
But I thought he was fine as Mario personally. And he's better than like Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, who's not in this movie. So do you remember that?
I remember Jeff. I remember Donkey Kong.
You got any positives about Mario Galaxy?
The positives about the Mario Galaxy movie, I like the score.
Yeah.
For the most part, I did like the score. I have issues with the pacing of it. I don't feel like it got a chance to really breathe.
No.
I feel bad for the composer for that. But where, there were some motifs and stuff that I recognized, I was like, oh yeah, I remember when I was a kid. That's cool.
Yeah.
I liked the Pikmin. I'm a Pikmin fan.
Yes.
I am a Pikmin fan.
I mean, I like Yoshi.
I didn't jump out of my seat and be like, oh my God, the Pikmin are here. No, I was just like, oh, are they going to do a Pikmin movie? What's that going to be like?
But could you see a kid doing that, jumping out of his seat when he sees something? Maybe probably not the Pikmin. Kids don't really care.
I was like, I don't think kids care about Pikmin. Maybe when they see, but who cares about Star Fox either?
Yoshi or Bowser Jr.
Okay.
Or somebody who played
Baby Mario
Bros. 2. Video game Donkey fell out of his seat when he saw...
I freaked out when I saw Birdo.
Yeah, Birdo.
I was like, oh my God. So I like the score.
Yeah.
I like Jack Black.
Yeah.
I think he's funny as Bowser.
I think he's a good cast. Yeah.
He's a good cast. The animation, I don't like that I can see the stitching on their overalls.
You don't like it? It's
too real.
That's fair.
Also, am I supposed to feel like when the bombs blow up and the bullet bills blow up, are they dying? Am I supposed to feel bad about them dying?
They're like insects, I would say.
Okay. They're like ants. Okay. It's like when my Pikmin army dies. I'm like, it sucks, but I can always grow some more. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What did you like about the Mandoid and the Grogus?
I appreciated the Grogu's segment where he heals the Mandalorian. I liked that part of the movie. The first hour, I was totally checked out. Okay. I didn't care about anything. The violence was weightless. Mm-hmm. The plot was so pointless. The creature designs were uninspired.
Oh, you didn't like the creature design?
Like in the Coliseum and everything?
Yeah.
When all the creatures are coming out, they all look generic to me.
I actually liked some of the creatures. Okay, so they call it a Dejaric match.
Okay.
Dejaric is the little hollow chess game that they play on the Millennium Falcon in the first Star Wars.
You.
Tell me how you really feel. So like they actually even zoom out at one point, and the arena is literally that chessboard. So the critters that actually come out and fight Rada the Hutt are actually they are those critters that are on the chessboard.
They look so cool on the chessboard.
Well, they're animated by Phil Tippett, and they were like clay, and they were more colorful. Yeah. You know, they muted the colors for this, which I thought was a mistake.
To match the rest.
To match the rest of the film, which I thought was a mistake. But there are some unmistakably, in my opinion, like Phil Tippett critters And they actually got Phil Tippett back
for the robots.
For the robot, like the gladiator robot scene, which I actually adored that because I like the stop motion.
I like the stop motion, but I hated that little motif they played. There's like a little score that comes along. It literally feels like a boss battle because there's just a recurring score that pissed me off when I heard it.
It's a film of a lot of like boss battles and stuff, but I will say that was probably my favorite like fight in the movie because I liked the animation.
Sure.
And I like that Grogu actually had something to do. He crawled up into it and he dismantled
it from the inside.
Yeah, he just touched it or something.
Which is another thing we've seen in Star Wars before.
Yeah, we've seen it. It's nothing new there.
Yeah.
But it was something that I appreciated about the movie. So you like the Grogu segment. What else did you like about the movie?
I liked
ASMR. Jeff tries to justify it.
I remember. I really did not like this movie.
Is there really nothing else you liked about it?
Not really, because it's all. I'm struggling to even pick out moments from it. If I'm being completely honest, like Martin Scorsese's like third or fourth build, he has 2 scenes.
Yeah,
a scene and a half, really.
Yeah.
And then we move on. I mean, the Grogu stuff, I guess I like the best. I didn't even like the little Babu Fricks. I thought they were stupid. I thought this movie was going to tank puppets because I was like, there's no point for them being here. And like, you're not even supposed to understand their dialogue for the first half of their screen time. And the second half, you're like, oh, that one said, well, hey, we're coming back or something like that. Like, and they're not characters, they don't have any, any traits or anything. They're just little guys.
Yeah, they're like little Pikmin.
You point at and you laugh at them. Like,
yeah.
Like stooges.
You said big pipe, huh?
Yeah, and to me, when I know a movie is trying so hard to make me like something like that, it makes me hate it even more.
It feels like Toad saying Star Fox is the coolest guy he's ever seen.
It's a lot like that.
I agree. It does feel egregious that they're like, oh, you like Babu Frick in The Rise of Skywalker? Here's 4 Babu Fricks.
Yeah, I didn't like it. What did you like about it?
I like the Baby Yoda sequence, even though it's a retread of something that we've already seen in Mando Season 3, where he has to rescue him from the spider tank, which you did not watch.
No.
I did like some of the creature design. I think I like some of the effects work a little bit more than you did. Like, I appreciated the puppetry. I appreciated the stop motion. I liked that some of the critters, like in the Gladiator, were Phil Tippett critters. It kind of reminded me of watching Mad God or something.
They were like a memory of a Phil Tippett critter.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the memory's fading.
I liked the score for the most part. I liked it.
I think the score's fine on its own, but when they're at that like Blade Runner city and the score is like, I'm going to be Blade Runner now. It's like, okay, this is just Blade Runner. Cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure it sounds fine on its own, but here it's like, why? Like, this is a Star Wars movie. Stop trying to be other things. Like,
yeah, but Star Wars has always been other things, though. That's like part of it.
It's been repurposed things. It hasn't been other things.
The opening credits sequence is straight Top Gun. It's just there's like an Apocalypse Now shot and then Top Gun, which Apocalypse Now is like famously anti-war. Top Gun is like Navy propaganda.
Yeah.
And it's like you stitch these 2 shots together and you're referencing 2 contradictory films.
They have equalized one another.
Not a pro-war or anti-war, a Star War. I like the Babu Fricks. I'm going to say I like them.
Sure.
I liked them. I thought they were kind of cute. I like when they're talking.
Yeah, I'm probably in the minority on that one. I'm not saying I don't like puppetry.
No. I know. I get what you're saying. They feel egregious to me. I agree with that. They feel like they're trying too hard to pander. I think that I was just like desperate for anything to kind of latch onto. So when they show up and they're doing their little thing, they show up for the flimsiest of reasons. They need them to work on Mando's ship.
Yep.
Even though it's established in the Mando show, because they do show up in season 3. And it's established in The Rise of Skywalker that the Anzellans, that's the species, they're droid smiths. They're not just like general mechanics.
Oh.
So, again. But that's a thing that like you would care about as a Star Wars nerd like Dave Filoni is,
Right.
he would point out, he's like, well, there's not really a reason to have him work on the Razor Crest.
So we're making Star Wars for very specific people.
It's for the soccer moms, man. It's for the soccer moms with their kids who love Baby Yoda and they love Babu Frick.
Yeah.
So,
as a pretty casual Star Wars fan, I thought this movie had pretty much nothing for me, honestly, which is a shame because people were making fun of like there was like a tagline. It was like Zeb will return in The Mandalorian and Grogu, and people were like, if you don't know anything about Star Wars, that probably sounds like Blorp will return in Mumbo and Go-Get. And I was like, I feel like I do know some stuff about Star Wars, and this still doesn't mean anything to
you didn't know who the purple guy who was like flying around with
Zeb?
him? It's
Is that his
Zeb.
name?
Yeah.
No.
You don't know who that is?
I don't know who that is.
They only name dropped him once, and it was at the very end of the film, which I was like, that's probably not very friendly for casual audiences, right?
Fine. I mean, I guess I just missed it.
His name is, he's voiced by Steve Bloom.
Yeah, I do like Steve Bloom, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know, he just doesn't integrate. So many things in this movie just don't integrate. Let's end it, dude.
Let's end it. We reached the end of Hard Ticket. Jeffrey Bogus, co-host of Hard Ticket, with me, Tristan Moore.
Yep.
This was painful.
Yeah.
In a way, it's funny. We sat down and I think you were like, I think this is going to be a very casual discussion. And I think it was. We kept it casual because there's really nothing to dig into, really.
Yeah, it's all on the surface.
Right. I think, the most analytic you can get with it is to sort of point out some archetypes, maybe point out the trends in blockbuster media, which is like trending towards second screen and like no themes, no character arcs. It's something that you can just not pay attention to if you want. So we kept it casual, but we have also, it's been painful.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts. So let's end it. Let's put ourselves out of our misery and decide where our hard tickets are going to go. Jeff, as is customary on Hard Ticket, what is your hard ticket?
I am going to give my hard ticket to the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And you know what?
It's just because of Yoshi, isn't it?
Well, no, it's not just because of Yoshi, but I watch these movies and people are not being super kind to Mandalorian and Grogu. It's got like a 62% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got like a 3.1 and falling on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
But I am seeing generally more positive reactions to it than the Mario Galaxy movie.
I am too.
And when the Mario Galaxy movie came out, most people were just like, you know what it is. It's trash. And if you like it, you like it. But I'm like, it's not. I mean, we're comparing these two movies for a reason. They are like cut from the same cloth.
They are.
So like, I'm going to throw my towel into the place where I grew up. Like I grew up with Mario. You grew up with Star Wars. It's just what it's going to come down to, right?
That is where it comes down to, because my hard ticket goes to Mandalorian.
No shit.
Yeah, it does. It's hard. It sucks, man.
Was this actually a hard ticket for you?
It actually was for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I actually started watching the Super Mario Galaxy movie yesterday. I saw it in 3D in a theater all to myself. I literally lounged on like two seats while I was watching it. I was like, right after watching Mando, and I was like, oh, there's like maybe some like character stuff going on in this movie compared to Mando, which was a point for it.
Yeah.
But then the rest of the movie loses me because it's just so fucking quick. It just never stops.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting. It is so exhausting. I don't think it's particularly funny. I don't think it's very interesting. I think there's too much going on screen for me to really appreciate the animation.
Yeah.
So, and again, the score, I want to like it, but it just never really lingers long enough.
It's too fast.
It's too fast. I think over the course of this conversation, I've kind of come to realize the stuff I do appreciate about the Mandalorian movie. It's like technical stuff. It's like some of the effects. It's some of the critters and that sort of thing. And I do like that. And I like this universe. I still like Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars hater. I'm not like a Disney Star Wars hater like a lot of people are.
Well, yeah. And no matter how bad some of them are, like, I know you are always going to come back to these movies and rewatch them.
Oh yeah, there's always gonna. I mean, like I still rewatch Attack of the Clones and Rise of Skywalker like every other year. So like I'm not gonna. But here's the thing, like I don't know where this is gonna fit into my future rewatches of Star Wars. I have a feeling that it's not going to. It's gonna be like Solo, I think, and I'm probably not gonna rewatch it very often.
When I was editing your Star Wars episode, it made me appreciate, like, it made me want to go back and watch all of them. The whole, all three trilogies, the trilogy of trilogies. That was, you know, besides cursing your name for getting all the timestamps wrong, I was like, oh, this is like, I remember. Like, I haven't actually sat down and watched a bunch of these in a while. And I still feel that way after watching The Mandalorian and Grogu. So, like, you know, it didn't kill it for me, I guess.
Well, that's fair. I mean, that's fair. Man Ray and Gorgon.
Gone Girl.
Gone Girl. I just, where does it rank for you of the recent Disney Star Wars movies? Like, how would you rank from Force Awakens to Mando and Grogu? How does it rank for you?
I don't know, man. I haven't sat down and watched Force Awakens and The Rise of Skywalker or Solo in a long time, or Rogue One, really. I only really watched The Last Jedi because we covered it last year on the pod. Probably at the bottom.
You think it's at the bottom?
Yeah, probably.
I think I agree with you.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre because I never thought I would think that one was worse than The Rise of Skywalker.
Yep.
But Rise of Skywalker does have character arcs. It has themes. They're regressive themes, but there's themes. It's a train wreck, but it's kind of interesting to watch. And there's half of a good movie, I think, in Rise of Skywalker. It nails some emotional beats, like I think Ben Solo, like, redeeming himself. I think I like that moment. I like where he talks to Han and it's like a recontextualized memory of Han. That all works for me. There's not a single, like, emotional beat in Mandalorian and Grogu that really lands for me.
I think there's always a strong argument, no matter where you look in the history of Star Wars, that each movie is reflective of movies around it, of the time period in film, because it's been generations wide. And you look at Rise of Skywalker, and that is when blockbusters started being committee pieces and making safe choices. And Jurassic World Dominion comes out. We've got a hard ticket between those two movies because I think they're two of the most egregious examples. Now you look at where they are now in The Mandalorian and Grogu, and we're in a worse place because studios started losing people. And they just decided, instead of, oh, we must be the problem, they were just like, let's make it second screen so people don't even care if they're watching it or not.
Yeah. Do you think there was any AI used in the creation of these movies?
Yes.
In the script writing?
Yes.
I think I agree.
Which one do you think more?
I want to say Mario Galaxy.
I was going to say Mandalorian and Grogu.
I think Mario Galaxy because to me, Mandalorian and Grogu just feels bland. Mario Galaxy is so chock full of references that it almost feels like an AI. Only a computer could have that level of precision.
Well, it's like what you're saying with Filoni. Like, I think it's so chock full of references because there is such a genuine love by a lot of people for these games and these characters. And with The Mandalorian and Grogu, it's like, it's not as indulgent as Mario. So I feel like they were a little bit like, well, let's just, use this scene as a template to get to the next place. And then they forgot to go back and fill in the template afterwards. That's kind of how I feel about it.
That's fair.
But we are a house divided. Who cares? Thanks for listening to this episode of Hard Ticket. Thank you, Jared Tadlock, for designing our brand elements, keeping our podcast looking fresh. Thank you, Aaron Griffin, for mixing and mastering our theme song sung by yours truly in a truly awful falsetto. Follow the podcast, Instagram, Blue Sky, Hard Ticket Pod, all lowercase, all one word. Follow me, Jeff Blogus, all lowercase, all one word. On Letterboxd, Tristan.
Follow Tristan Moore on Letterboxd. Follow me on Instagram at Tristan__less. Email the podcast, hardticketpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to, be on the show, if you want to comment on any of the episodes that we've done, if you want to
send us hate mail.
Sorry, I'm just trying to go as fast as the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Yeah, well, you can't.
Only a computer can do that.
Faster than the speed of light, baby. Next week, we are going to be kicking off our summer series, Spielberg Summer. it's finally happening. Every other week, we are bringing you a movie matched up against a Steven Spielberg movie, the king of summer blockbusters. We thought it was appropriate, so you do not want to miss that. But until then, guys, we will see you at the movies.
The way this is.
Thank you so much for listening to my podcast.